on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost.
Join us in the heart of personal transformation with Level Up Circle TV, your exclusive gateway to unlocking your inner potential and achieving extraordinary results. This TV show is your secret weapon for personal and professional development, packed with valuable insights, expert advice, and real life success stories. Are you ready to take the leap and transform your life? Don't just watch, participate. Tune in, take notes, and then take action. The journey to your greatest self starts here. So, get inspired, get motivated, and get ready to level up. Join us and let's embark on this transformative adventure together. Click that remote and let's start making your dreams a reality. Are you guys ready? Look at that. Beautiful. This is another soul sister that I have, right? We talked about it yesterday on my live stream. Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. If you are on our YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed yet and hit thumbs up. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I don't know if you guys are ready. I don't know. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I know my sister New is sick. So I am sending you good vibes, good energy, and definitely a healing energy. Okay. So that is for sure. So I wanted to do a shout out for the Hounds of Business, Mike Asher Branner. If you are watching, hello. If you are not, hello to all my fellow hounds. Hello. And if you guys don't know what that means or what is a hounds of business? We are people who are business owners or business minded or job seekers or scientists or lawyers or book enthusiasts or publisher all in one community trying to help each other out. Because you and I know that when we work for somebody else, there's a team, right? A team who actually makes working together sometimes good, sometimes not so good, but working within that organization to not only make profit, but also make changes on people's lives, right? And that's what we want to do, make people's inspirational genie bottle. That's what we do. And you're wondering, what do you do, CJ? I do a lot. But when I do this TV show for you guys, if you're watching us on Roku, hello. If you're watching us on Amazon Fire, hello. Welcome to Level Up Circle TV. I have a announcement. I'm always seems like I have a lot of announcements lately, but I have an anthology, and the spots are filling up quite fast. Remember, Okay, if you have four people, four of your friends coming in for free, I'm sorry, if you have four people with your friends coming in for you, you can get in for free. So there's five of you guys in that anthology, or you can just go ahead and visit luabyduckleland.com, go to the author's page, and you will see all the information. If you pay with a credit card, it is 510. If you wanted to put a deposit, it is due on February 1st. And if financial is something you're like, it's really hard right now, come talk to me, see what we can work out. Really, the bottom line is we want to inspire other people. Your story could be somebody else's what? Lifeline. And I know this for a fact because someone already told me within my podcast that I saved her and her son's life last year. So I'm hoping we're changing lives again more this year. Another announcement I have is that my dear Susanna Dawn has a class on how to be your own what? Independent author. If you want to always been writing a book, you just are so scared of what to do, you don't know what to do, you're not very techy. She has a class coming up in January 20th. SusannaDawnWriter.com is her website. And please DM her if you're on LinkedIn, or DM me if you need a little introduction. Okay. If you're in the house, you also get a discount from Susanna Dawn if you let her know as well. Another one that's coming up is today at 4 p.m. It's going to be with Russ and Russ Hedge. He has a live with all of our dear sisters from Nick's previous anthology, which is A Note to My Family. Our group is creating legacies. 100 years from now, 200 years from now, when we all die, we want to leave a legacy for our great, great, great grandkids. Imagine them, they're like, wow, this is my grandparent. They went through this adversity and they went through what? And they did this. That's amazing. Maybe I can try it too. Right? Imagine that. Imagine if 100 years ago your great grandparents have a book for you to follow, right? On what they went through. So that's kind of an amazing, that's what we're trying to do. Another announcement that I have is that we will have a Level Up magazine. It's going to be featuring the team Level Up January, March of 2024. So look out for that. It's going to be print ready, and it's going to be in March of 2024. I don't have an exact date, but 3 months from now, you will see an unveiling of our Level Up Circle magazine. So hope to see you there. And I still want to see all your stories, right? Want to get your stories out there so we can help each other level up the world through education. Anyhow, I don't know if I'm missing anything else. Let's go ahead and highlight the people who are here on YouTube. Mohammed, what's up? You're always here, and I really appreciate you so, so much. You're always here on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you so much, right? I have also a dear sister, Hina from Pakistan. She's been busy lately. Who else do we have? Danielle, what's up, my sister from Sacktown? She's going to be on this TV show. Um, on the 18th. On the 18th. And next week, we'll have Mike Asherbrenner, the founder and CEO of Hounds of Business. Welcome, welcome. So excited. Yes, I'm so excited you're here. What's up? HR for you. Excellent. Can you give me your name? Is it Chasen? Is it Chase? Who else? Who actually is HR for you? I want to make sure I get the right. It is Chasen, isn't it? Yes, it is. Happy Thursday. I want to also get to know you a little bit more. I know you're a fellow hound. What's up, sister? Sister Susanna's in Oregon. Sister New. I hope you are feeling better, sister. Get your own advice you gave me when I was sick. A month ago, I was dying as well. She is from Texas, right? Texas. Look at this. Fellow hounds, what's up? Thank you guys so much for supporting Dr. Bose. Are you guys ready to get to know your teammates? She is part of Level Up Academy. And let's go ahead and find out how we know each other. Right? How did we know each other? I don't know. What's up, Ali? Thank you so much for being here. Amazing. Okay, are you guys ready? Let's see if Dr. Bose is ready. She's smiling. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. She's ready. She's ready. Yeah, she's ready. Woohoo, Dr. Bose. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here.
Yes.
And how did we meet, CJ?
I don't know. You tell them. You tell them the story. I tell them boringly. So you tell them.
Oh, it was exciting. She came on board as an adjunct professor at American National University. And then the next thing I know, she's my boss. And I'm going, finally, somebody we can talk to. There's a person on the other side. It was awesome because the communication interaction is everything, not only about questions and answers, but a lot about strategy. And when you do teaching, a lot of it is theory, but you need application. The two together get you to the goal that you're shooting for. So CJ and I just automatically connected, and it was highly interactive. It went a distance, a real distance. A lot of creativity got established out of it. Um, we so much got done, and a lot of the students got turned on to welcome to the business world worldwide, and that is everything, is to take what you learn in academia and be able to use it in the field, no matter what design of job or entrepreneurship. Getting into your own business, how do you establish it? Yes, that's where CJ and I just started really rocking.
Yeah.
And
And
he
she,
lives in California. I lived there once.
she
So I'm in Colorado and
yeah.
I'm in the mountains, and I look like I've been skiing. I've been outdoors.
Well,
So
no. I think
it's something.
what I really love about
Go
you,
ahead.
no, what I really love about you is that when I run by my team, right? Because I always make decisions and strategy first, and then I run it by you guys. Like, hey, these are some of the thoughts that I have. What do you think? And the reason I do that, it's because you guys are on the forefront of the students, right? You guys are the one who's teaching our students. You guys are the one who sees what our students needs and wants. And so when people make decisions for you, when you're the one who's on the forefront and not ask for your opinion, it is super irritating, right? Because they make decisions, they don't even know what they're talking about. You're like, why are you doing that? This doesn't even work in the classroom, right? And what I did is to make sure that you guys are aware these are the things that I want to do, but can it be done in real life? And you just like, yep, yep, yep. And we had a summit, we had a book together, we had meetings together, we had ABBA, we had, I mean, that was fun, right? For at least a year.
Oh, a lot of fun, and a lot got done, and a lot of exposure, not only for faculty, but for students. And that does become very important. A lot about how to use YouTube, how to do marketing on social media, how to make contacts with people in these specific areas so that you can communicate. It's the top in the world is communication. And that's exactly what CJ does in class, online, in live. It's what I do. I do it in live and I do it online. And I've been in business for 50 years. So I've I have went through the full transition of no cell phones, no internet. You have to go out and walk the street. It is quite a journey you go through, and you start connecting with so many people, and worldwide. I've had so many opportunities worldwide to connect, and they have been really great. And CJ's one of them that brought more into what we all need is worldwide communication, the connections. And it was the first one that I have met in teaching, and I've been doing it for over a dozen years, that does this. She brings it in and then it blossoms. And trying to make those connections are not as easy, but you see adversity, you just keep moving through it. You just drive through it. It's just get out of my way. You really
Yeah.
drive it. And CJ was
Yeah.
one of them. She was the first one just to just barrel through it, Michelle. Okay.
Yeah. 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 And I was
It's
like,
called
listen,
support.
we could do this. We could do this. But that's the thing. That's the one thing I love about collaboration. I have run teams from 20 people all the way to 2,000 employees. And one thing I always remember is do not make decisions for the team because you think it's a good idea. It might be a good idea, but sometimes we're blindsided by our own and limited by our own experiences. And that is the reason why I like to collaborate, because from my experience to your experience, we just double that, right? And ego has to go down, right? It's not all about you, it's about the people you're trying to help. It is not being about me, it's about the project, it's about the students. And so today we're actually going to talk about, and when you said 50 years, I'm like, what? You're not 21? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh, Michelle. So I'm going to ask you, okay, because we're going to talk about empowering business owners through accounting. Can we go over your degrees and then your experiences and why I hired and I love hiring people who are like you? Go for it.
I have 4 degrees in accounting, associates, bachelor's, master's, and a doctorate. And I have been in the field of accounting for 50 years. I do not stay in my lane. I am a very different accountant. I don't stay in my lane. No, I have created many businesses. I created a record company to take a band and to move them up into international management, to take them worldwide. And they took one of their songs was Should I Believe is the song, and they were chosen by a Canadian sitcom, #1 in Canada, and their song premiered on it. This is what I do. It's not about at the top, it's about at the bottom, move it up. And it's step by step by step. And I work interactively with the band. And I had a band, I was doing it. I was doing it for many reasons. One, the international side to business in records, in the record companies and in the bands. That's one side. And there's about 5 other sides. And I wanted to confirm what I had picked up on. And I confirmed it, and it was awesome. I've got a lot of knowledge in it, a lot of contract knowledge. It really exposed a lot, and the band members were 20 years in, and a lot of knowledge throughout this nation, and that is what the accounting did for me. Is it is a baseline, and I take the baseline no matter how many degrees. Uh, and run with it into businesses, entrepreneurships, partnerships, corporations. And I work with a lot of my students. I teach basic accounting most of the time, which is a lot of fun. It's fundamentals, and it's fun because the students walk in the same way I did, no clue what accounting is. And in 5 minutes, I know 50% of this. Yes, you do. You've been doing banking, the finance side. You bet you know this. Now you're going to get the internal side of it, of how to build your business, every aspect of it. I introduce them to marketing. I introduce them to people in marketing, the social media side, computerized books that are free so that they can do what they've been trying to do, but not accomplishing what they want, and that's doing their invoicing. I have turned so many of my students on to use this for invoicing. You will get paid. And I had students walking in my class, I have money now. I go, yes.
I
So
love
it's
that.
most of what I do. What I do is direction. Why don't you try this direction? I didn't have it when I was doing it. They get on board, they try it, and every day they come in with something they have accomplished. And that's everything. and they built businesses, literally built businesses. And that is everything, because many of us in today's business world don't necessarily have long term uh, jobs that we get to keep for 25, 30 years. We do not
Nope.
all get the opportunity anymore. That was
Nope.
the baseline when I started in working in the field and providing myself a paycheck. It was all about long term. And
Yeah.
then down the line, you hit the 80s and it just went, and
Went
it's
away.
just stirring the pot.
Yeah. It's just
Oh,
been
did it
difficult.
ever go away?
No. I do have a question.
Having a job for 2 years.
This one, it says, can you
Go.
describe the biggest accounting challenges you face in the early stages of your business and how you overcame them? What is the biggest challenges? If you're a small business owner, you're just trying to keep your books, where do you start?
Um, if you go back in time before the computer was released to the general public, it's all hand done. We have columnar pads is what we used, and it's erasing a lot. It's using pencil and erasing a lot. There is a method and technique that I developed because I couldn't track the numbers. When your numbers in a column don't come out correctly, I don't start at the top. I start at the bottom and back up. Your mind gets mushy by the time you hit the bottom line. And all through my K through 12, I was mentored that you go back to the top and go through everything you did. Still didn't get my answer. So when I left K through 12, and I worked 2 and 3 jobs. It took me 20 years for an associate's degree. That's how expensive it was. And I found that you can put money in your pocket as an entrepreneur, as well as put money into a company's pocket. If you start at the bottom line and back it up and check all your numbers. And when we went computerized, Excel spreadsheet, you can use formulas. One of the factors that happens is the formulas get messed up and you don't see it. So one of the mentorings I do in accounting is I teach them Excel before they walk into their Excel spreadsheet class. And that way, I have students, we do all the homework in class. There's a reason for it. Make all your mistakes in class. You learn how to get out of those mistakes. It is the seconds and the minutes that count. Entrepreneurship and when you're working for a company, because you're putting money in the pocket of the company, and in return, you're going to put money in your pocket. Because when it comes to raises, always track everything that you have shown them, they have used, and they've made money, and turn it into a percentage. And when you go into that meeting, this is what I've done for you. This is the percentage of the raise that I should have. It's a method and technique that you can do as an entrepreneur, but then also in a business, how you can take yourself up the ladder, financially increase your paycheck is about how you put money in their pocket. Accounting is one of the areas that you have mistakes on the computer, in the books, in Excel spreadsheets. What takes your time? How do you find them? That choose time takes money out of the pocket of the company, as well as it doesn't go into your pocket either. So you need to find a method and techniques to use to put money in your pocket. And that's why I have students do everything in class and mess it up. Go right ahead. I don't care how perfect you are, mess it up. Because I had students blow their minds on, I've never been able to do this. I have made mistakes and never been able to find them. It's a method and technique, and I came across that method and technique because one of the factors that you have in entrepreneurship and you do working for companies is you're not the only one that works on the material. You take
Yeah,
over from somebody else's and you start a process, you're pulled off of it, somebody else takes over. The method and technique to do that I teach in my classes.
that's awesome.
It's one
Now
of
my
the reasons they walk out. They actually
happy.
walk out and in the middle of classes that I have with them, they start the business. And we go through the research, how to research it, how to research it with the cities and the counties and the state, because
Yeah.
cannabis is legal in the state of Colorado, but there are highly strict rules about retail sale. You cannot have a cannabis shop next door to a bar in
Oh,
Colorado Springs.
I did not know that. Now my next question
See,
is this one. How important has it been the role of financial planning and accounting in scaling your business, right? Like you help us and help the students and help business owners, really small business owners. And now they're in their business where they're making money. But how do you help them scale it up?
oh, scale it up. I mentored for 20 years. I mentored my clients in entrepreneurship. Everybody had husbands as engineers or firemen, policemen, mayor. I've had many of these attorneys, judges, and they get started in this, especially legal offices going from a major firm and going into entrepreneurship in theirs. And it's all about understanding accounting. It's not about memorization, it's understanding it. It's not about keeping all of this information in your head. No, it's the other way around. It's about understanding why there is a debit and a credit and how it affects the accounts. That's what it's about. And I've worked with so many people that have not had higher education and they have done extremely well because the accounting was the side of which you start scaling up, you're going to have to do what? You need to find a bookkeeper. I mentor them how to screen bookkeepers. I mentor them how to screen attorneys. I mentor them how to screen accountants. Taxes is where all your accounting goes. Taxes. The numbers that you come up with go directly to taxes. You don't want to pay the IRS. You want it to be clean. You don't
Yeah.
want audit. I changed an entire CPA firm from doing audits as a revenue stream, which is what accounting started out with. It was consistently auditing and revenue stream. That's a big revenue stream. It got cut off in the 1980s. The IRS cut off the major revenue streams to CPAs, accountants. Boy, did that change. So I showed them how you do this clean and how you work with accountants and bookkeepers and how to hire. And that is scaling up because once they learn to hire an accountant, hire a bookkeeper, the rest of the people that they need to employ become easier to hire because they know what they need and how to proceed.
I'm already
That's what I
good.
do.
No, I'm
I
golden.
don't stay in my lane.
I don't need to hire anybody. You're already part of Level Up. We're good. Like we can scale this. We can start somewhere. So this is good. Now, my next question for my business, small business owners. I have a lot of business owner friends, right? Um and when you're trying so hard, it takes a while to get your business rolling really. There's so many aspects, right? The big part of business and people always think it's like, "Oh, I got to hire people." You can't hire people you don't even know if you're making money, okay? So let's just start there. Another thing is there's so many expenses, and one of them, the biggest expense that you'll have is marketing, and trying to figure out the ROI for marketing is really hard because it's like this in a dart board. Am I hitting the target yet? It's really crazy, right? But then you have to track all of these things that you're spending money, like software and hiring people and little graphics here and there. What are some of the accounting software or tools do you recommend for small business owners, and why? And I'm talking about from free to cheap to really cheap to maybe on the medium side.
accounting software, Intuit's, now I can't think of it. QuickBooks.
Mm.
QuickBooks starts about $17 a month online. It automatically saves everything. You don't have to remember to save it. And that's a gift, because when you start working with accounting software, like any other software, it's still manual. You have to go and click. The desktop I've used for a couple of decades, and I found the online being quite useful. And you need to actually pick up on a class, see what they have on QuickBooks about how to use it. It's not really difficult, but if you're not familiar with accounting and books, it's a bookkeeping system. And there's 4 different plans. The top plan is about $30 to $35 a month. And if you want to see how this really works, QuickBooks Intuit is a company to check out. If you want to see how it really works, they have over 1 million customers using online. So take $17 and multiply it by 1 million. What do you get for 1 month revenue for QuickBooks? That's when you start looking at your computerized scenario when you are in business. If you want to go down the tech business side of it, want to do programs, this is part of an educational program you've been into, communications, programming, IT. This is part of it, is the development of software that can produce you the monthly revenues. And I do have something to say about social media. Social media is one unbelievable, awesome setup for marketing. I had a student that got laid off after 20 years as a mechanic. What does a mechanic do? Doesn't use the computer, works on your automobile. He started out in his garage in his house. What did he have to do? He had to find a way to market. Somebody recommended him to go into social media, go into Facebook, and set the perimeters to start with for 25 miles circumference around his location that he lived. He got into that. He started to get customers coming quite regular. And he started in my class, and we were doing the computerized bookkeeping with QuickBooks. And next thing you know, we were talking social media on one of our Zoom classes. What do? Expand it to 50 miles. See what happens. He was 2 weeks and he's in class and he goes, now I have to go out and get a shop. He says, I got too much business for my garage. And I said, how is it working on Facebook? And he goes, expanding to 50 miles. Awesome move. It doubled his business. In a month, he got a double. And that is what you're going for. So social media, do scrutinize, literally. Learn the art of people skills, just communication, conversations, because they will take you where you need to be. You need marketing on TikTok. You need it on X, Facebook. You need it. And the best way to present it. And I'm finding videos are the best way, momentarily, the best way. And you can do it professionally at low cost. You have to research it. Research does you everything. It will put money in your pocket. And that's why CJ and I, in communication, I took one of the classes that she taught. Yes, it was amazing. It's about putting yourself on YouTube. It's about the creation. It's about going outside the United States and making a hit in many, many countries, not being restricted, but having RSS wide open. It's
Yep.
wide open and it will take you all over the world. And
Mm-hmm.
that is what you want. And that's what you're striving for. So I do have a recommendation. You want to get into taking your company and putting it out there on YouTube and the various sources, contacts Dr. CJ because she has done the research and she can tell you how to get into the research, how to expand the research. She is a resource. That's what we
Mm-hmm.
do
That's what
between
level up is
us
all about,
and
right? Like
everybody.
level up. Level up. Let's
Yes.
go. Okay. Danielle, she said she also gets into it. Yes. So now this is my second to the last question, really. What advice would you give to small business owners about balancing investment in business growth with maintaining healthy finances? When it comes to accounting, like if you're a small business owner, is there a threshold of like, okay, now I make X amount of money, therefore I can invest this somewhere else? Or should you say, if I hit only in 5 years this much, then I will go ahead and invest it? Like, what are some of the things that you've seen in the last 50 years that people, your clients, really double their money? Like, when I went to YouTube, I literally, I mean, I wasn't even thinking that's not even possible. 41,000% I grew in 8 months. Okay. I don't think it's that's possible,
Yes.
but it is. But it is, right? And
Yes.
so hopefully we'll see you on TikTok dancing like level
Yes.
up, Dr. Pose. It's gonna be funny. I'm gonna make you one of these
No,
days.
it is. It is. This is exactly what internet has done and how you use it to bring forth to get exposure. It's exactly what TV did. What we saw on TV 50 years ago on commercials was Chevrolet, GM, Ford. How did the population in the United States know what the next new vehicle looked like? Sedans, vans came about, station wagons disappeared, but they're back as SUVs. How did it work? Commercials. And I've done commercials. I did commercials with the record company because that was the only outlet. And you do something that's very unusual is that you research it and you have to have the audience. And our commercial, seriously, our commercial was being seen at midnight to 4 o'clock in the morning. Why is it that particular audience? Because many of them are higher education, and guess what they're doing? They are up and they are, yes, doing their studies, getting
Coffee.
everything together. They're getting in. This
Yep.
this is what they were doing. And they flip on the TV to MTV and VH1 where
Oh
the
my
commercial was
god.
ran.
You
So
just you just
that's
brought me
how the
back.
exposure hit.
Wait, I
And
wanna
I hit the top situations. Oh, Dr. Bose, I believe you do stay in your lane. You don't stay in the lane that others have assigned you. That's what happens at seminars for accountants. Exactly.
yeah. Corey, the only person she met that keep
Trailblazers
her
like
in
you
her
create
lane
their own highways.
is me. The only person that can keep her in her lane is me, for real. I'm like, Michelle, come back to me right now. Come back. We need to focus because she is amazing. Working with someone that's amazing and have their own zone of genius is so amazing, right? But you also have to make sure it's focused. And she knows I'm very structured. When I tell you this is my business strategy, I'm asking for your opinion. I'm already calculating in my head how will this work, and I will never put anyone in my team on areas that they don't want to do, because you don't grow when you don't want to do something, right? I can't put Michelle literally on cybersecurity. She'd be like, CJ, bye. That was like, it's not happening, right? And most of us do work that we don't want to do because we have to do it for the sake of money. What I want to do, and I want to basically create an environment for Level Up, is to put you in a job that you are passionate about, that you have a love for, that you have experience, so you can be in your zone of genius and help others, because that is your passion. When you work for something and someone and for yourself, really, right? Work with someone for yourself that you really have a passion for, you're going to love it. You're going to wake up on it. You're going to dream about it. You're going to help other people. You want to, because you want to, not because you have to. There's a difference. Wanting to and having to, big difference. Think about your kids when you're like, let's go get ice cream. You're like, yeah, let's go. Do your homework. I'll do it later, mom. I'll do it later, mom. It's the same thing. They don't want to do homework, but they want to get ice cream, right? It's the same thing with adults. We have not really passed the childhood, right? It's basically, if you want something that you want and you get told, "Hey, can you do this for me and get paid?" Why not, right? And so, Corey, thank you so much. And she does not have her own lane. She has this kind of lane, and I have to make it straight for her. I'm like, Michelle, come back. Come back. Let's do this. And she will have a class, by the way, because she is part of Level Up Academy. She will have a class for everyone who is a small business owner that is transferable. Anything that we do at Level Up Academy is going to be transferable skills. We understand that there is theory. It is so important to learn the foundational theory of whatever you're doing. You need to understand why, right? And then people are like, oh, we don't have to think now because there's ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not there for you to think, okay? We're not creating humans who's not having critical thinking anymore. We want to make sure that it's there as a tool, just like Intuit, just like QuickBooks. It doesn't think for you. You have to be able to understand the foundation of what you're trying to do, right? That's why you have a mission statement. That's why you have a vision statement. Because every time you go like this, I have ADHD, okay? For real. So when I have to do something and then like my dog does something, so I go in here, and then like my phone rings, so I go in here, and then four things later, I'm like, wait, what did I do again? Michelle literally texted me. I just want to make sure, are we talking at 8:50 p.m. or a.m.? I'm like, oh crap, it is a.m., okay? I don't know why I did that. And she's like, because you multitask. And yes, that's my ADHD problem. And she keeps me in line. We keep each other in line. That's one thing about friendships, right? We are staying professional, but at the same time, we are productive. So, yeah. Now, Michelle, I have my last question here when it comes to um, accounting and our conversation, right? What are some of the tips that you can provide our people who are listening right now? Like, what are some of the tips that you can provide for them? What would you give them an advice in?
In accounting or business or
A little bit of both.
marketing?
A little bit of both, because we're towards the end of our show, and I want them to see like, hey, I'm a business owner. What is the first thing I should be doing to make sure that my books or my accounting or my finance is in line? What is the first step you should give them an advice in?
Keep all of your paperwork. Paperwork now is on a computer screen. So the receipts are sent to you by email. Keep it in file folders and do it by the month, because that is where you're going to pull information to do books. When you have an internet business, and many people are, you have a website and it's on an e-commerce, they produce you on an Excel spreadsheet every transaction that happened, every customer that bought from you, every deposit you made, every withdrawal that you did. It is all lined up, except you, when you receive it, you have to put it into books. And I usually take the spreadsheets like that and I take it and align them into the categories that they belong into. You got purchases, you've got draws, which means you withdrew money out of your account. And the internet gives you a transaction by transaction, but you have to take that information and put it into the bookkeeping terms, which is profit and loss statement, which holds your revenues, which is all your deposits, and it holds all your expenses, the purchases you had to make because you had to do materials because of the type of business you're in. You had purchased materials. The other one is postage. Um, I have clients that literally do product, but they sell. Believe it or not, they do all their sales. I have one that one year did all her sales outside of country except for 2 customers inside the United States. You can make money. It's not that you cannot. It's about how do you take the information that you receive once you get to the file and the business side of the e-commerce for your website, you get the information. That information has to be translated into the books. You have to go through the bookkeeping process. That's how you're going to find out how you are doing, literally. And I do it every year for a client that I've got. She's been really awesome. Her house burnt down last year in 2023, and she contacted me and she says, can you take my spreadsheet from my e-commerce and do it again and turn it into books? And I said, yes. I says, doesn't your tax accountant do this? My tax accountant told me to go back to you. I go, you got to be kidding. She goes, no, I just found out not every accountant has across the board skill sets. And I'm going, uh-oh. Now you know
Yeah.
why I don't stay in my lane.
Yeah. And that's what I love
Eh,
about you.
you get into
That's why. It's
expertise.
so you're amazing because you've been doing it for 50 years. You can read as many books as you want. You can use AI as much as you want, but you can't take 50 years of experience in accounting just like that. It just doesn't happen. Okay? And you didn't just do accounting and do bookkeeping and work with lawyers and judges, but you have a doctorate on it. That's the reason why we hired you, right? Like, I love Michelle is because she is a human being. She is very for you. There's not a lot of people, like, I've met accountant literally is like robotic. How can I help you today? Dude, no, I can't. I need a personality. If you deal with me and you're boring, like, I can't. I'm sorry. It's just I can't communicate in boring. Like, if you see me in person, you're like, how is this 5 feet nothing so freaking loud I can hear it in 5 miles from now? That's who I am. I'm not gonna pretend like even in our meetings, people like Sean is there, like everyone's there. I'm like, I don't care if you're EVP. This is me. You hired me this way. This is it. You're gonna get it. But what you're gonna get from this little crazy person is strategy, is communication, is team building, it's community and action. You know, when I create a project, Michelle, you know I get it done. I get it done quick. And if you're not on board, you're going to get left behind. And maybe we will do it again next year, or maybe not. So when there is a project, you got to get going because I move quick, right? Do I move quick or not?
And that's the way you do it. On projects, this is the way you do it. Literally, you put it together, you create your theory that you're working with, and you create the goal that you're trying to ascertain. You go through the whole process, through the mental process. Then you sit down, you have to do step by step by step. And that's where the people start clicking. You're doing this section of your project, you're going, okay, I need to contact so and so, and just you go through a process, and certain people's names will pop up that you haven't heard for 2 or 3 years, and you drop them an email, you drop them a text message, you reconnect, and it's everything because we expand. Even though we're not in contact all the time, we expand. And I went many directions. In fact, I'm about to, as soon as we get enough snow, I'm going to do snowboarding
You're just crazy. You're just
at this
crazy.
age.
Oh, you're
Oh
crazy.
yeah, because
I
I'm 68 and
I know
I'm gonna go snowboarding.
you look
I
so
got my
good.
knees fixed, so I'm I'm going to
You,
pick up where I left off. And
oh,
that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit snowboard.
Corey, she doesn't stay in her lane and she doesn't listen to her doctor either. Let me just tell you that, okay? But before we end, Michelle, how can they find you?
My email is mbose, BOESE 9 at gmail.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn.
Yep, right there. Hi,
Yep.
Jamie. Welcome. So, Dr. Bose, if you can't find Dr. Bose, go ahead and DM me and I'll hook you up. If you are a business owner, small business owner, if you are a medium sized business owner, if you are a independent, if you have an LLP or an LLC or a corporation, it doesn't matter. If you need help, let us know. We will be happy to help you. Thank you so much for your time today, Dr. Michelle. Have a wonderful day. Bye,
And thank you for
everybody.
inviting me. And yes, I track you, you track me.
That's right. That's how we work. Bye, everybody. Michelle, wait for me on the line. I'll be right there. Okay. Wow, that was a great conversation. So, you guys, you already know where to find me. If you need anything at all that you don't see on my profile, I probably know somebody who is going to help you. Okay. We are all heart centered people. If you're not in Hounslow Business Community, let me know. I will introduce you to my brother, Mike. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Happy Thursday and happy Friday for my students because today is your last day for week one. Bye. Button. Bye.